We're here. Almost. It is the day before the launch of Classic WoW. And I, for one, am wicked mad excited. Wicked mad excited. All three of those things in that order. Oh man, I'm so happy to be here. Like, how crazy of a journey has it been for anyone who has been waiting for this, like I have, for like, what, 16? Or not 16 years, like 12 years, right? Oh, I'm just so ready to play this again. That being said, I'm trying to log in to reserve character names. They opened up character creation for up to 50 characters per account the day before launch, and I got in, I think it was about 2 minutes prior to, or 2 minutes after it launched, and I was 27,000th in the queue on Faralina. And Faralina is a fairly, that's a very heavily populated realm, so I wasn't really terribly surprised, but I went ahead and tried it on a couple other realms, and it was the same story. On almost every realm I tried, it was like 10,000 plus minimum in queue. And that was all PvP realms, to be fair. I'm sure the not so popular, like the RP realm, is only like a couple hundred. But that being said, within about 10 minutes, they had to spool up 2 new servers. Just wanted to quickly touch on how servers work now versus how they worked back in launch, and why phasing is actually going to be a good thing in this situation. Which, I hate phasing, so disclaimer, I'm not a fan, and I want it to go away as soon as possible, but I think people should have the expectation for this launch to be a little rough, because it's going to be. You've got tens of thousands of people trying to all log in at once. It's going to be crazy until we get the population spread out a little bit more and kind of solidified. But compared to the launch of the original 2004 launch, it's going to be much smoother, and here's why. The way servers worked back then is you have a box, right? And that box had your RAM and your computing power, your CPU, and all that kind of stuff, and that was your server. So that's like Burning Blade, that was like Archimonde, all those realms are on physical boxes, and if the box went down, your server went down and crashed, and so that was a big deal. Now they have a big pool of resources, so you have a bunch of CPUs and a bunch of RAM all in a big pool, and then you create virtual servers, and those virtual servers pull resources from that box, and they just put it together into a realm, and you can just boom, spool that up in like 10 minutes. So they can add realms very quickly. They have plenty of resources to pull from. Excuse me, but they can add new realms as fast as they want to. They don't want to add too many too quickly, though, because they have to think 6 months down the line, is there going to be a big player drop off? They don't want to have a bunch of dead realms to deal with. That could be a mess of its own. So I think they're doing it very wisely. Kudos to Blizzard. They are really knocking it out of the park so far. This could take the original like 6 to 8 months of like very unstable unplayability down to like maybe a week, hopefully. And another proponent of that is going to be the use of the, the scaling technology, the, totally blanking on the term right now, but the sub-realms, so phasing, that's it. So phasing is actually going to be very useful here, because there is a software limitation on how many people, like how much you can have going on in one given area at a time in the game. Doesn't matter how much hardware you have to throw at it, the software just can't handle it, and there's no real ways around that. It's just the limitations of software. And so what that means is, rather than having a realm crash every time that overloads it, and so the realm's going down like every 10 seconds, and you're logging back in, you're waiting 2 hours to log in, you play for 5 minutes and crashes again. That's the experience, if you don't know, of the original launch. I wasn't there for it, but I know a bunch of people who were, and they say it was absolutely horrible but wonderful at the same time. So we will hopefully not have to deal with that, because with phasing, it's going to break apart the player base while keeping them on the same server enough that the server's not going to crash, but you can still have all the people logged in. So queue times are going to be really long. On the very heavy populated servers, probably 20,000 plus. There's at least 700,000 people trying to log in right now. And there's probably more than that. That's just in the US. That's a rough calculation based off of what we believe the maximum realm size is. And that's a number from a couple years ago, but I think it's about accurate to what we've got to work with here. So you're going to have massive queue times, but you're not going to have the issue of the realms crashing all the time. That's a really big deal. And so probably they will have to bring up a couple more servers as the population kind of moves around and decides, okay, I don't want to wait 4 hours to log in every night. I'm going to move over to this server that's less populated. As that kind of peters out, you're going to have a much better experience, but we won't have the crashing to deal with, hopefully. That's the whole point of the phasing technology. So as long as that gets sorted and the phasing gets taken out of the game, I'm good. I'm really excited. I've been waiting for a long time. In 2016, when they announced the launch of Classic WoW, I stopped playing all private servers completely. I played a little bit after about a year, but I was just like, I'm not going to touch it. I don't want to waste my time because I am so looking forward to playing it again, and I'm going to be streaming. It's everything you guys asked for. I mean, the hundreds of thousands of you that just sent all your love and support to my massive channel on YouTube. It's just like, you've been asking for it, please come back, just play the game, be like Asmongold. You'll be way more popular. There's way more of us than he has fans, and you'll make him look bad, and we'll be having a good time. And I said, no, guys, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that kind of guy. And, stay humble and, just kind of stay in there. We're gonna have a good team when this comes around. This is what you've been waiting for. And so, to all my millions of fans, I just want to throw that out there. This is for you guys. Thanks for waiting, and I hope to see you all online soon. Have a good one.